win for us coming out here. Obviously, coming on the road, always tough to play on the road in the SEC. So many questions. You don't know what you're expecting. You don't know what's going to be happening with the atmosphere, with everything. Early kickoff. It was just great to be playing football, to be honest with you. It was so great to be out there playing football again. And for our guys, I think now this game's in the books. We get to go back. We have a lot of things we got to clean up. We got a lot of things we got to get better at from week 1 to week 2 right now. But you know what? We don't. The question of are we playing that? Are we playing next week? When do we play? How long's training camp? When is this ever going to happen? When are we ever going to get to a game? We got to a game. I thought we got to a game. We played well in the game and made a lot of plays that we needed to make. Said we'll get a lot better in the coming weeks on both sides of the ball, cleaning some things up. But a great day for us and a great win. You're muted now.
Trask for high 6 touchdown pass, 400 yards. He's pretty on point. Can you just talk about just what a big advantage just having his experience? Obviously, he's got to be a step ahead of a lot of the guys he's going against right now.
I think certainly. I think there's a lot to being a veteran quarterback. And especially in this situation. He comes out in a game 1, a defense that we hadn't. New D coordinator on a new staff you don't know a lot about. We kept things, base offense of what we were doing, and I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm looking at my screen. He did a good job of managing the whole offense, managing the game, getting us into the right plays. All the adjustments we made on the sideline, he did a great job getting to those adjustments and creating and finding the mismatches all over the field. I think we did a really good job of that all day.
On the other side of the football, what was your impression? Ole Miss got a lot of yards.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of that we got to get a lot better at, to be honest with you. But I think when you haven't tackled, we've tackled twice since the Orange Bowl. Normally you got a lot of spring ball. You're getting physical. You're getting tackling. We only did 2 in our scrimmages, and they were spread out over this long period of time. We were down some guys defensively today. Hopefully we get some guys back for next week. And you add all that together. You just haven't played a lot of football, and you saw it today. We haven't hit a quarterback since the Orange Bowl last year. You look at all the quarterback scrambles that went on today. In practice, you're not allowed to touch the quarterback. You get the tackling. We've only tackled twice since the Orange Bowl last year. So I think that's going to get better, and obviously give them credit. We knew they did a great job. They have some talented guys. They did a great job of getting their talented guys the ball. And the same way we did of creating matchups. Lane does a really good job offensively of creating matchups out there on the field. So. You give them credit for that as well, and we just got to get cleaner and better for next week.
Thank you, Dan.
Mark Long.
Hey, Dan, you can be an offensive perfectionist, but how do you nitpick a school record 642 yards and 51 points?
Trust me, I will. There's a lot of little things. We made a lot of plays. We did some things. We got to finish a little bit better up front. In the run game, couple little misreads in the pass game, not just quarterbacks, receivers, and route running. And we just got to be cleaner. Saw early a couple of the drop passes, but and as I talk to the receivers, and not like rail drops, contested catches, but in practice you catch it and people don't always hit you. Now you're getting hit all the time. So just that switch to game mode, I think will get better. I would say I heard that was a school record for offense. I would expect when I get home, my neighbor, Coach Spurrier, right around the corner right there, I should have a really nice bottle of wine sitting on my desk right now if I broke one of his records offensively. That's at least deserving of a nice bottle of wine, I think.
And then, we all knew Pitts was capable of this. Maybe not this, but we all knew he was obviously very good. But there's a little bit of a coming out party for him. Where's the sky's the limit for this kid?
Yeah, he's a special player. But you know what? One of the things you always try to do is create matchups. And if you saw some of the matchups we were able to create with him today, he's that matchup problem, as a tight end. That's what you like is, you get backers matched up on him. That's a problem for them in the pass game. You put DBs on him in the run game. He's a physical blocker at the point of attack. And, that's what you want in a tight end position. And we've been seeing it in training camp. I know he's had a chip on his shoulder and wanted to go show what he could be this year, and is really, to me, taking a step forward even as a complete tight end of what we want.
Cassie.
Art took my confidence question. But looking at Kadarius Toney, is this maybe sort of the best he's played in the sense of like not necessarily just trying to do something, but actually doing the right thing? If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things we talked to him a bunch about was, it's every time you get the ball, it's okay to get vertical and get 4 or 5 yards. You don't have to run around, 70 yards to get those 4 yards. Just drop pads and get vertical. And I think you saw him do that. But also you saw him, last year, a lot of times he was banged up a little bit, and we used him in kind of get it to situations. And now you see that what he's developed into being an every down player, his route running ability, his blocking. Obviously he's exciting when we put the ball in his hands. But you just see the every down capabilities that he has as a playmaker. And, again, I mean, you look at pitch. One of the things we want to do is have playmakers all over the field. Where do you want to focus? If you want to focus on one guy, we're going to get it to the other guy. I think they said we had 11 different receivers have catches today. We're going to take what you give us. And if you give us whatever great matchup you give us, we're going to go take advantage of it.
And then I saw you taking a couple of minutes with Lane after the game or after his bump. What were y'all saying? What was that conversation?
As Lane said, he thought he hadn't been in the SEC for a couple of years. He thought that when he left, it was a big defensive league. Both teams racked up over 600 yards. He's like, what's happened since I've been gone? But no, I got a lot of respect for Lane. I think he'll do a great job here at Ole Miss, and go recruit players. And I think he does a great job of utilizing the talent he has, and you see that of their guys that. The Elijah Moore's their top receiver. He comes out with 220 yards receiving in a game. He does a great job of creating matchups and getting his playmakers the ball.
And then just real quick, a point of clarification. After the game, I know there wasn't a band, but were y'all standing over there doing the alma mater on your own?
Well, we did the fight song for sure. We might have hummed the alma mater. If they don't have the words on the jumbotron, I bet we're humming the alma mater. But we do good when the words are up there. But we do know the fight song.
And that was what you were doing?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I felt so. Just wanted to make sure.
absolutely.
Pat Dooley, go ahead.
We need Pat to bring out and jam. Maybe we'll let Pat at the next game bring out a guitar, just jam it. Right? He'll go solo for the fight song and alma mater.
Don't want to hear that.
At the Irving tour.
Hey, Coach, do you attribute the lack of all the practice time that you talked about? It seemed like there was a lack of awareness when the ball was in the air for your secondary guys. And I know not having Sean in there was a factor in plays.
Yeah, I think there's part of that. It is. I think there's so much to play in the game, and you try to simulate game in practice, but you can't. I do think we need to clean some things up. I think we took some things for granted defensively, and we just got to get all of those things kind of going. But I know Todd and the staff are going to do a great job, and I know our leadership on defense probably not pleased with. I'm just talking coach and the player leadership defense not pleased with our total performance on the day, and I think those guys will step up and get that improved from week 1 to week 2.
It felt like you got the running game at least going a little bit there in the second half. The first half really was just the Canaries run, but it seemed like you were able to get going a little bit better than you have in the past.
I want to look at it though. I thought we were pretty consistent running the ball. We only ran the ball 20 times for 196. I know Kadarius ripped off a big one. But I mean, when you're not running the ball, I love to say it. I'd love to get on there and say, hey, Brian, hey, call a run play. Let's call a run play. We need 12 yards here. Call a run play to get us 12 yards. For us, you're running the ball to get kind of that physical stuff to keep yourself on, on track offensively, down and distance wise, and and then also sets up the passing attack. We're able to do that today.
One last question: when you set a record like today for SEC total offense for Florida team, your offensive line's gotten ripped all year last year. How much credit do you give them for being able to do that?
Well, a lot, obviously. They hear that negativity, but I think those guys go watch themselves. They have pretty high standards. And I think a lot of that is, hey, we did some things. We weren't great running, but we were a great passing team. And sometimes, we went into games thinking we're going to throw it a lot more than run it. And so we spent a lot more time on that part of the game. And so if you look, the offensive line today, I thought held up, did a pretty good job. I mean, we ran the ball for almost 200 yards. So that's a pretty good day running the football offensively. And now they have some experience. So now, you know what, when they're walking out there on the field, these guys have played. Last time, they were trying to figure it all out. When it starts moving on game day, it's a little harder, easier to make adjustments, a lot more comfort for those guys now and more confidence in what we're doing. And, I think, we want to stay balanced throughout the year. But, we threw for more yards than we passed for. We threw it a couple more times than we passed. And, Brian loves to throw it. He's quarterback. Calling some of the plays here to keep doing it. But we have great matchups on the outside. So I'm never just going to sit there and bang my head against the wall. We want to be balanced. But if we can rush the ball for over 200, I'd like to get four. We're 4 away. If we can get 200 yards rushing every game, I'll be pretty happy with 200 yards rushing per game.
Thanks, Coach.
River.
Hi, Coach. Obviously, strong offensive performance today, but as far as special teams goes, Evan McPherson was 3 for 3, and you trusted him for 55 yards out and split the uprights there. What does being able to trust him from that distance do to open up the scoring on offense?
Well, I think a lot. When you're looking at us, it puts you into scoring range a lot sooner. And to be honest with you, disappointed. I'm glad Evan got the kicks. 2 of them, we got to score touchdowns. We're down deep in the red zone. We got to come away with touchdowns. It's probably not as nail biting at the end if we have those 2 touchdowns. That's 8 points we left right there. So that was disappointing. Offensively, we got to be better there. But Evan, obviously, we have a lot of trust in him. And I think he knows that. Great weapon. And, and it does. It changes. That field goal. You look at how things change. You have a 3rd and long. Kyle Trask, a veteran quarterback, is not afraid to check the ball down. We only get 6 yards, but we roll out and kick a 55-yard field goal. And it'll change how people have to play you defensively a little bit.
Zach Biddle.
Yeah, I thought Brenton had a couple good tackles for loss. I think, one of the things where he's going to want to see is his consistency of performance. I think he made some big plays, missed some, and I think he's going to want to know he wants to be better than that. Ventrell, Ventrell, that's what we expect out of him. He's one of the leaders of our defense, if not the leader of the defense out there, and being our middle backer. And I think last year he got the experience. He was kind of a newer guy playing, but now I think he knows he's the leader of the defense, and you saw that, and you expect that from him. I talk to him all the time. That we need that steady performance from him week in and week out because he's the guy everybody looks to.
David.
Coach, Emory Jones comes in, does an interception on his first play. What was the communication like with him, and then putting him back out there on the next drive?
Yeah, it's not like it's his first time he's ever played. So we kind of came up. We had a protection breakdown. When you talk about nitpicking things, just the finish on it. We had a guy, we were blocked, and then we just stopped on a play that's a longer play action pass we need to protect, and he got hit as he threw, got picked. But it rolled right back out there. And did a couple other nice things for us during the course of the game. So I think, we know we want to get him in the field, on the field. I know he brings a dynamic aspect to the game. Running the football as well is another weapon. You saw, we know we can throw it, and that's something we're going to continue to do throughout the year. Is just try to utilize all of our weapons. And so it was really good. He got out there, and I think you saw that. He threw a pick on his first play, but he shook it right off and kept rolling.
And one more, I know you want to score every time you're out there, but last drive, the first half, the first drive, the second half, you scored. Pretty much the difference in the game there. How much is that?
Well, it's always huge. The last couple minutes of the first half, first couple minutes of the second half are huge parts of the game. Situational football certainly helps that veteran players when you're doing, when you get into the situation. One of the hard things was all the football that's missed is the situational football part of it all, of getting all of that in. And that certainly helped having veteran players. That we worked a lot on 2-minute, on situations of that, and then obviously the adjustments coming out at halftime, I think our coaching staff did a great job with.
Thank you.
Al.
Hey Dan, talk about the versatility of pitch rather, but his ability to get deep on that first play or first drive of the second half, his ability to go up over 2 guys and make a touchdown catch and catch a ball on the flat, catch a back shoulder throw.
you know what? Hey, I'll tell you what. I've been around. One thing I know this: you got great players. You look really smart as a coach sometimes. So you got great players. You give them the opportunity to go make plays, and we can look smart. And you know, that's what we did today.
Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I know you mentioned you were missing a couple guys in the secondary, but just, and it's the first game, but any concern just the amount of passing yards you guys are giving up?
Always. Hopefully we get some guys back next week, but yeah, always. You know, I mean, we gotta be better back there, and you know, gotta get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. Obviously, I think their tempo, you know, they did a great job with tempo today. You know, and when you're facing a tempo team and you haven't played and you're not trying to get into game mode, I think that can be an issue. Their quarterbacks we knew would be able to keep plays alive, and they were able to do that. And we got to get a little more pressure up front and just be a little cleaner on some stuff on the back end.
And in terms of just game day procedure, how did you feel the team traveled and handled everything, you know, in a completely different schedule than you're used to?
I thought they did a heck of a job, to be honest with you. I thought they really did a heck of a job. Really proud of our team for that right there. You know, a little different routine than we've been in the past. A lot of little things changing here and there. Our guys didn't flinch at all. They handled it. They came out, and we wanted to start fast, and I thought we started pretty fast, you know. So I was pleased with our guys, the maturity of our team, and how they handled this situation. I think, you know, now when you look at all the stuff we have to go through, I think it gets easier as we move forward with just that management. I'm not saying the schedule. The schedule is going to get a lot harder from one week to the next, and that's the SEC. But, you know, for us, you know, it's the game management part of everything right now. I think there'll be a lot more familiarity with the testing protocols and travel protocols and all the different things we have to do.
And you guys released a list of players that were unavailable for the game today. Was that coronavirus-related protocol, or was that suspensions, injuries?
No, they weren't available for the game today. So hopefully they'll be available next week.
All right, I got good players in here, so we're gonna wrap up with Dennis.
Coach, just talk about.
Hey, the last one obviously is you know what? I'm going to finish with this for you guys. So today it was so good to be back out there playing. Right, it felt like a great day of football for us. Kind of felt normal for the first time in a long time to be out there on the field playing SEC football. You know, and a big deal to me. What we need and challenge all the Gators. Tickets available for next week. We need everybody. You know, I mean, we can't pack the swamp. But we need everybody that we can get in the swamp, create an atmosphere, create excitement. And I'll be honest with you, I felt normal today. So if you're a Gator fan, you want to feel normal. You know, it feels normal for Gator fans being in the swamp on a Saturday afternoon. So there's some tickets still available next week's game. Feel comfortable. We're going to do social distancing, great protocol. Need all the support from the Gator fans. And come feel normal once for the first time in 6 months. So your Gators play in the swamp next Saturday at noon. Thank you, guys. Go Gators.